really important question right now is, can AI replace senior engineers?
Senior engineer is not executor. Senior engineers hired to solve the problems. Literally, AI could replace executors, but not the people who understand what they need to do, fetch requirements, and solve problem until the end. Because AI basically do not have enough context for it.
So the question comes down to context then?
Questions comes down to understanding what you're trying to solve. So basically, you have financial institution with a lot of people like CIBC. You have small, fintech startups and you could have 2,000 people for capital market or 8 people for the capital markets department. And because of a lot of stuff going on inside of big banks, and people do routine work one more time in circles that can be automated. It can be describable and automated. And in future, 8 people in CIBC can do work of the 2,000 people. But 8 people in fintech can do the same work because they basically solve the same problem with a lower scale.
Yeah, I see. That makes sense. So in other words, we still need people. The question now becomes how AI changes the game around the product or around the work they are doing right now.
Basically, it's very simple. You can generate a lot of execution for a tiny amount of time, but over that you need to review all of this execution. You do not need to have a people who just do work from point A to point B if you predefine it. You need to have people who are experienced enough to review the results of the AI executions. Future not about doing something, future about validating something.
Okay, yeah, I actually agree with that. That's pretty correct. But from the person who is early in my career, and I have been working with AI agents for a year and a half ish. I have been doing research in machine learning and AI in general for more than 3 years now, and I have noticed that AI agents or LLMs in general, they actually compressed this junior software developer ladder a bit, or in some cases a lot. What it means basically, right now it's expected from me to know way more things than from people who used to get jobs in 2015 or 2020. Have you seen this trend?
I've been working in software for more than 10 years in various positions from junior to tech leadership as right now. You have technologies that are updating every kind of couple weeks. We started from pure JavaScript and HTML. Right now we have frameworks, you have backend in JavaScript, etc. Basically, you need to know more because you need to be engineer. You do not to be executor. You need to make decision based on some data that you recently have, and you could understand that instruments could change in 2 days. But you still need to be smart enough and have analytical ability to use new instrument in your work. And it doesn't matter junior or senior. You have to be flexible.
Okay, so I liked that you said a part about being analytical and context aware, and I guess business aware as well. So right now it's not about a simple code execution or a simple, okay, I have a ticket or task and I implement this small piece of code and I do not understand, environment around it. Right now you have to be well connected, and from what I hear is people will be expected to act and take a role of a manager in some sense, because you have to talk to other teams, you have to understand business requirements better, you have to understand the context of your tasks better. Does it mean that we will see a huge management, middle management, this legendary middle management replacement with AI agents, let's say, or maybe regular engineers will replace them having AI agents as a manager, quote unquote?
From my perspective, it's gonna be changing and who is managers are right now. It's not, for example, if you manage a tech team, you should be technical manager with a technical background. As well, you could have two pieces in your mind when you're talking with AI agents. You could have domain understanding, at the same time software perspective understanding. And in this case, you can build together AI agents that be aware of the two contexts.
Right.
If you only domain manager or you only software developer, your output of your AI agents can be validated by you, and it's
Right.
create a problem. Who gonna validate it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. But I also noticed that we see more and more attempts, at least from startups, and now I'm like pivoting slightly towards this, direction, where we see this like emerging technology adopted by tons of startups, Silicon Valley, and a lot of venture capitalists want to invest in companies that are AI native, quote unquote, like companies that have AI as a core engine from the start, and they, scale with this idea. And basically, my problem with this is they want agents to do the decision making. They want agents to go look up one database, go look up another software, maybe talk to a client via email, and then compose a report or paper, or make a decision about working or not working with certain people or companies. And it's called AI automation in some sense. What do you think?
I mean, it depends on company's business domain. So if you're working in finance or you're working in healthcare and critical industries, you critically need some people who understand how to validate it, and you can have mistakes if you're writing software for a hospital. And AI agents are not ideal. They can make mistakes, as ChatGPT said,
Yeah.
and and
in
you
the bottom right.
can't rely on AI agents to make decisions. It's gonna be persons inside of the pipeline who are responsible of its execution. If you are drunk and you have self-driven car, you're drunk and you're responsible for an incident, not in Tesla. So the same is gonna be in such companies. If your company do not require like this and you can make mistakes, you can do fully automated companies. But can you say like which companies can make a lot of mistakes without like losing a revenue and investors? I think like it's few one.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, next interesting thing that I have noticed recently is like how people react to AI agents' ability to automate repetitive work. Do you think it's a good thing that we will have less repetitive work, but then we will have to find a new way to apply our skills? Or how people should actually react to it? And more importantly, is this actually possible to automate even like a repetitive task? From your experience, is it like easy or doable or visible to implement agentic automation in someone's workflow?
I mean, it's simple and hard problem at the same time, because people came to me and asked, can we do AI agents in our business? But AI do not work as magic. It's based on one major pillar. You need to have automation in place.
Right.
And to have automation in place, you need to understand the processes. And to understand the processes, you need to just understand the domain. It's very hard problem. I mean, even like some companies right now have CI/CD for automating of some repetitive work. They just can use it as task for AI agents to trigger it.
Right.
If you do not have anything, it just can be triggered by AI agent. You can't use AI agents because your system is already kind of not automated.
Yeah, so AI agents or AI in general only works in well-designed, well-maintained systems. And it's basically, I see it as an augmentation of your work. But then, like, okay, 80% of my job is done by AI. What should I do now? Like, should I just work less, or where this value transitions to?
C-level executives and companies need to decide the growing strategy of the company. It's like C-level job to understand what is a market cap and how it can be expanded. It's two ways. Or you're gonna fire people and just understand that they're gonna have short-term profit,
Yeah.
or you can adapt AI to your company and you can grow and your revenue can grow. You just can generate more money with the same amount of people.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a problem of the C-level decision making in each company, what people are gonna do. And I hope, I mean, it's gonna be nice future because bad company gonna like goes down because they have a mess already, and they gonna fire people to have like $5 profit.
Yeah.
And some
It's true.
the nice companies are gonna be like expanding the market and gonna crush this market cap that this bad company had before.
Yeah. And you see, I mean, from my perspective, it all comes down to management.
Yeah.
Similarly to how, let's say, like OpenAI tried to, launch this AI-generated TikTok or whatever, this decision was made not because, it's a good thing or they see like how market will expand. I feel like they made this decision just simply because they have, a, you know, I don't want to call them not professional or incompetent, but this decision to pivot to certain like stupid things comes from management decisions. And I think if you work in a company where management is pretty bad and you have like 5 managers per 10 people, you will inevitably see this like replacement happening. But it's like your goal as an employee, I guess, is to upskill, understand the technology, understand how you can use it in your life, and then just like leverage it to become to be more productive, increase the worker efficiency type thing.
Yeah, I mean, yes, so you should go from the top to the bottom. You can't ever make a decision from bottom to a top. It's kind of also interesting, like you're integrating AI agent to some companies, which the major like top 3 challenges do you have right now? So what you can say about it?
Well, I would say that like right now it's pretty simple. We just like we just like teach people how to use AI, how to communicate your ideas to AI, and how to have semi long-term memory for it. From my experience, the best way you can set up your work is, again, as you said earlier, you should have a well-documented task requirements. You should write down what exactly you want AI to do, and most importantly, you should like log your work. Create artifacts from your previous tasks, from your troubleshootings, maybe from your failures, right? And then you have to use it for future improvements. And only like with this pre-requirement, any type of automation can happen, because AI cannot automate things that are not documented well or are not explained well. But if we talk about small businesses, if let's say your job right now is to transfer data from one app to another, or if your job is to just simply type things that exist on paper but does not exist in your internal like CRM or enterprise resource planning system, then we can automate this thing with like computer vision, with like API calls. That's pretty doable with high accuracy. And the most important thing that I'm trying to convey is you have to have the human in the loop design, where AI agent does 95-99% of the work, but then you use you have a human approving or disregarding the work or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like every architecture for integrating AI is like brownfield architecture.
Yeah.
It's a few companies, as you said before, they're using greenfield from scratch. You need to integrate it at the same time as usual workflow works, and sometimes do some redirection to some 5% of job doing by AI itself and 95% doing as always, and increase this percentage over the time to solve the problem. The same, it's the same architecture it used to be before with the microservices. You're just building 2 systems in parallel, just a bit replacing it and see a result if it's how business or not. I think It can be nice solutions for like future integrations.
Yeah, I think so. Exactly, like having AI automations seamlessly integrated is what works. Like having them learning from you without making you, without forcing you to engage with it, this is the way to go, at least from my perspective. Okay, so to sum things up, I feel like people are not going to be replaced by AI, even if they do a lot of simple automated work. I want to believe that we will live in a world where AI will, decrease our stress, increase our productivity, and allow us to be more creative. And then AI adoption will happen smoothly. It's not like tomorrow everyone is doing AI agents. It's more like companies will try certain things. Some things will fail, some things will succeed, but overall, it's a long process. Adoption is extremely long process, and the same thing happened, in I think like early 2000s when we saw, a rise of websites or a rise of, software as a service. Not everyone is happy to have it, but eventually we will have it everywhere anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be slow process with great results, and we're gonna see in the future how it's gonna work over the time.
Yeah. Okay. Let's call it.